Presenting Roomies, a mobile app to help roommates and housemates organize their chores and house expenses. We will start by registering a new account. This will require a name, email, and password. We will now have the option to either create a circle or join an existing circle. Let's first create a new circle. Here we have the join code that is unique to each circle, which we can use to share with other people later on. So now we come to the home screen where you see all the information for your circle. We then have the chores tab, the expenses tab, as well as the settings tab. Here we are able to manage our account, including uploading a profile picture, changing our name, email, or adding a Venmo or Cash App username. And next we can also edit our circle's image as well as the name of our circle as well. And now you will see the updates are shown on the home page. If we wanted to share our circle and have someone else join, we can share our join code, which is unique to the circle, and we'll demonstrating by leaving this current circle and then joining it again using the join code. And now we're back at the same circle. Next, we're going to sign into an already existing account that already has some chores and expenses created. So here's my circle, and you can see there are already some members who have joined as well. You can also see that there is a summary of the house expenses as well as today's to-dos. And next we go to the chores page. So here you can see some pre-existing chores that were made, and you see that they have a detailed view showing their recurrence and members who are assigned to that chore. And you can see the details for each of them, as well as for completed chores, and you can see it has a completed status as well. Here you can see that there is also a Google Calendar button which allows users to add the specific chore to their Google Calendar, and this is on the detailed view as well. So this requires signing into an existing Google account, and then once you do that, you will be adding it to the Google Calendar. So I use my Google Calendar as an example, and here you can see once it loads that it creates a new Google Calendar for the specified chore. We're also able to mark chores complete on this page, and you can do that with a gesture of swiping left, and you also see the animation pop up, and there's also an undo button in case you marked something complete accidentally. And next we're going to go to the calendar page where you can see the chores on a monthly basis, and you can scroll to see the chores for different months, before and after. You also notice that there is a scroll animation that will scroll to the current day of the month. And here you can scroll to the different chores on each day. They will show the time if needed, and you can also filter by all the chores in the circle or just your own chores. You can see this chore does not belong to my user, but you can still see it. And next, let's go back to our chore page, and you can see there is a plus button where you can add a chore. So here we can create a new chore, give it a name. Let's do prepare dinner and give a description as well. And then you can specify whether the chore takes all day. And if not, you can select a time using this time picker and set whether it's AM or PM. And also we can set priority as well as set or custom recurrence. For chores that recur on a weekly basis, you can select the days of the week where they repeat. But let's say for this chore we have a recurrence of every, let's say 4 days maybe, and then we can set when we want the recurrence to end, let's say after 3 occurrences. Then we save it, and then we can also assign which users in the circle should be completing the chore. So I can select multiple. Then I can decide whether I want to create a Google Calendar event for this chore. And I can add the people assigned to do the chore to my Google Calendar event. Again, I will sign in and then it will create a Google Calendar event. So we can go to my Google Calendar. Then here you'll see a new chore is created and you see all the details, everyone who was assigned. And now moving on from chores, we're going to go to the expenses tab. Here we see different types of house expenses, payments, requests, and also the expenses for the entire circle. You can also filter by pending or completed. We can also see the details of each individual expense. For example, here you see the receipt and you can see all the different comments as well as who has been assigned to pay this expense and who has already paid and who has not. You can also edit this expense, and also you can send notifications to remind those who haven't paid. And if I wanted to, I could cancel this request as well. Next, we'll find an example of a payment that I have to pay. I can mark it as complete or mark it as incomplete again. And if I go to the details, I can also see different information about the expense, and I can also go to the Venmo profile of the person requesting this payment or their Cash App profile as well, depending on what information they set up on their profile. And next we're going to show adding an expense. So I will give a reason. This is the name of the expense. Let's say the Costco run. Give us some price, and then we can upload a receipt from our photo gallery. We can view the receipt and also delete it if we want. We can choose whether or not we want to split the expense. We can select everyone in the circle and split the cost. Also remove people, and you see it also shows the total. You can also edit the amount that is per person. Then we can submit the expense, and here we will see it under my requests, and we can see all the details, everyone who's assigned. And next we're going to show another feature. So when the Wi-Fi is turned off or there's no internet, we can see the cache data for the user. Here, let's restart the app, and when you see it's opened, all the data is already saved from the parse local storage, so you can still access all the different pages with the user information. Next is user-to-user notifications. So Serena owes an amount to Rachel Green, and then Rachel, you can see in her request, has requested money from Serena. So from Rachel's account, she is able to send notifications by pressing that bell button, which sends a notification, and you see on Serena's screen it pops up, and then house expense reminder, and the reminder is for the water bill. Users also receive scheduled notifications to remind them about pending chores and payments. So the next one is scheduled at 1:15, and here they are. You see them at the top, and if you scroll down, you see they say payment reminder and chore reminder, and they specify how many as well. And if you open, you see there are 2 pending chores and 1 pending payment as well.